Wow, what an honor. I am so excited. Join me in welcoming Anthony Alfonzio. And Anthony, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Of course, it's my pleasure, Steve.
Oh, yeah, so excited. For those of you who don't know, Anthony was one of my really great coaches as far as physical health and stuff goes. Good friend. And I'm so excited about his new book, WTF's in La La Land, an Anthology of Dreams. So, first, before we jump into the book, Anthony, tell us a little bit about you and how you show up in the world.
Just to give not a resume, but just a quick synopsis of a 40 plus year adult life. I'm 58, but I call it 48 years of life, adult life. I am a retired firefighter. I was a retired firefighter for Cleveland, Ohio, 20 years plus. My formal training is in the theater arts. I was a big fish in a small pond in Cleveland for quite some time, but I never left wanting to be on stage. So I took my time while I was in Cleveland to hone my skill as an actor on stage at Caribou House in Cleveland, Ohio. And I did regional theater, did some independent movies in New York City, all while being a firefighter, raising a family, and the bug for being on stage and on film never left. So I, after retirement, went took my what is it? Took your skills to California and the other La La Land, and have been a working actor in Los Angeles since then. Like you mentioned at the top, in between that, I have always been into physical fitness. I would say more wellness than physical fitness, and making that really a part of my lifestyle. So I'm glad that that part of my life I was able to meet you, Steve, wonderful guy, and uh, yeah, in through all of that, I just stayed active, and uh, uh, I have a grown son who was asked me if I have children. Do you have children? And it's interesting to say, whenever somebody, I'm at that point now in life when somebody says, "Do you have children?" And I want to say, "Yeah, I have children." But anytime somebody asks you that, they're wanting to know if you have, you know, children to them is, oh, 10, 12, 15. I said, "No, my son is 33." And they'll look at me like, 33? I go, "Yeah, genetics and 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 discipline, I guess, doesn't give me the look that I got a 33-year-old son, but I do. But the joy of my life is that being able to raise a family and meet people like yourself along the way. And uh, like you mentioned at the top of the program, that I have a book called WTS in La La Land. It's an anthology of dreams. Throughout my entire life, I've been a wild dreamer. Uh, I dream very, very cinematically, and I've just kept a collection of the dreams, and it leads us to where we are right now.
I absolutely love that. And some of them are funny, some of them are scary, some of them, I mean, it really kind of runs the gambit. Um, are there any of them? This was the first question I had, and are there any of them that you were just like, oh no, I'm not putting that one in there?
I have quite a few of those. There are dreams that you wake up from, and I just go, I don't want to remember that. I'm not recording that. Um, but those dreams, even though say I don't want to remember, I don't want to record. As soon as you say that, your mind says, "Okay, I'm going to remember that." So I have a number of dreams that were, um, as dreams can go, um, too personal, um, too uh, graphic in a sense, too graphic in a sense that would be perceived as something that you don't want to experience in life, you don't want to see. So I would wake up. I still wake up like that sometimes and go, "Oh yeah, I'm not remembering that one."
I love that. Do you think there's going to be a book two? I mean, there's so many of them. You think you're going to do a second one with this?
I have, so in this book, there are 80 some stories, short stories, these dreams that turn into short stories. And that's 80 out of 200 plus that I have recorded. And I'm still recording. Since the book was published, I've recorded quite a few more. They don't come every day, but when they come, they wake me up out of my sleep, and I, with technology now, it's easier than just writing it down. That's what I would find, that I would write the dreams down, and 30 seconds into writing it down, it would just flutter away. So my process now is to wake up, have my phone next to me, hit record, close my eyes, and still stay in that dreamy state. And the recollection just flows. It just flows, you know. So
That's amazing.
yes, there will be a volume two.
I love it. So, totally unfair question. I acknowledge this every time I ask it, but do you have a favorite story, like one that you're just, oh man, more than any of them, I love telling that story?
Um, Not to give away a lot of it, but there's one personal story that I put in it. Uh, I won't say it's my favorite. The Dream Master is my favorite. I'll get to that. So the Dream Master is my favorite, and it's the central part of the book, which just a fanciful story about past and present dreamers who are stuck in a process of finding each other through their dreams. And the reason why that one is my favorite is because I dreamed an eighth, a really small part of it. But when I woke up, the dream was so interesting that it remained a stream of consciousness. And even though the Dream Master itself is not a total dream, I was able to dictate the entire story, the entire Dream Master story, off of a little sliver of a dream. So that one's my favorite because it is the most complete story. That is the largest chapter in the book, and it reads like a movie. That would be my favorite, but the most touching dream, the most personal dream that I have is the dream about two long lost brothers who come together in a moment and are able to reconnect. Very personal for me. And I woke up, and when I woke up and recorded the dream, that was probably the most visceral, emotional dream that I had. It's not one of the larger stories, but it's just so very personal.
I love that. And you even tell about in the description a firefighter brawl on the back of a moving fire truck, which almost sounds like, from some of the conversations you and I've had over the years, almost sounds like something that maybe really actually happened versus just a dream.
You know how your subconscious will pull bits of reality and weave them into a story, and that's what some of the chapters do. Spending my time traveling. There's another story about a rambunctious family on a plane. So I kind of have gotten some some stories. So yeah, the story about the brawl on the fire truck, it didn't happen, but plausibly it could have happened.
Absolutely. I love that. So, stepping away from the story just a little bit, I know you've met all kinds of amazing people and been on sets of, big and little, and things people have heard of and things people haven't. Give us an idea of some of the things you've had the opportunity to be involved with there in your career in Hollywood now.
I've been, it's been a great, I'm grateful for the journey. I've been on set in the scene with everywhere from Jason Statham to Jaimin Hunsu to Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage is the hot guy right now. I have to give credit to this one man. He's a family man. He's doing so much for the unknowns, the relative unknowns. We working Hollywood and then working Black Hollywood. We kind of know each other. The world doesn't know each other, but Kev is a great family man, and he believes in quality and talent. So working with him on a project called Churchy that was on BET Plus, but it's streaming now. Are some of the highlights of my recent career. So there's quite a number that we know personally that you get to know. I worked on the set with Grey's Anatomy, so I got to see quite a number of fan favorites, on Grey's Anatomy. Brother Jim Pickens Jr. I have to give credit to this man. He's a fellow Clevelander, Caramoo alumni, Broadway superstar who's got such an amazing resume in Hollywood, but is just a wonderful human being. And that is one of the best things about being in this industry is you get to see people behind the red carpet and see how just down to earth regular human beings we are.
So, thinking and speaking of your dreams, do you find the biggest what the
You can say it. You can say it because that's what happens when you wake up.
Oh man,
I can say it.
Do you find those come out of situations that have happened the day or the week before, or are they just totally out of the blue?
These are totally out of the blue. The reason why they are WTFs or what the fucks, because that's exactly what happens when you wake up. You just go, what the fuck was that? Because they are streams of subconsciousness in the dream world that are words and phrases and situations that are completely unfamiliar. Where I'll wake up and I'll go, I've never used words collected like that. I've never used words in that sentence. And my vocabulary is pretty intensive. So for me to know that there's a certain colloquial language that comes through in my dreams, or there are certain situations that are unfamiliar, that are not connected to my family life, are not connected to social life or anything that I know. These are really, I tell you what, Steve, we are from a different era. An era that I'm proud of. I was raised in a time before the internet, before computers, and our collection of information had to come from the encyclopedia, from National Geographic, from learning life. So our retention of information is just a little bit more intensive than I think this generation now. So what gets implanted in our brains are from a well of information that just gets stuck someplace, and we don't know, and science, science is doing its own thing, and dream studies and sleep studies, and breaking apart the minutia of the mind.
Mm.
And they don't have an answer as to where all memories go. So it's a possibility that my dreams are coming from a chapter in World Book or Encyclopedia Britannica that I read when I was 12 and 13 that come up. I don't
Wow.
know. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. So, speaking of dream analysis and stuff, you'll love this. One of my staff actually said, it's like, has he had those dreams interpreted? Would he want to know what the dream analysis of those was? I was like, I don't think he has, and I'm not sure he would totally want to know.
Ah, man, I'm good on that. I'll leave that for the so-called dream experts. I don't know if you can be an expert in a dream. I think what the dream experts do is take the written collection of all the dreams that people have had, and are able to make a estimated guess as to what they are and what they mean. And but for someone to tell me what they mean, that's not me. That's not what this is for. Um, I want to say I'm not elevating myself when I say this. I'm just saying that there's an equation to this. I put myself in the same uh, trajectory as like Daniel in the Bible, Elijah, uh, Joseph, in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, where you've had these dreams and you just shrug your shoulders and go, I don't know what these mean, and maybe they're not for me. And that was one of the main things that was the catalyst for me recording these dreams. They go, these aren't mine. And I wrote that in this book. I go, these WTFs are mine, the next one are yours. So it would be great, and I would be part of the conversation if someone wanted to write down these dreams or read these dreams in the book and come up with their own meaning. I would just shrug my shoulders. Okay, I guess you're right.
I love that. So, what's the takeaway? What would you love people to walk away from having read this book?
Number one, read the book as if it's your own words. Read the book as if it's coming from you. The stories, just like the dreams, start in the middle, start in the beginning, or they'll start at the end and loop back around. They abruptly stop, just like dreams abruptly stop. So as the reader gets into the story and falls deeper and deeper into it, and it stops, I encourage people to continue. Take out your pen and pad and write the end of the story. Where does the story stop and start? Make this an exercise in creative writing, where you read it and say, okay, now continue the story. I would love this book to be taught in creative writing classes, where you just read and see where your mind goes after this. If a aspiring filmmaker is stuck on having their own ideas, read the book, be inspired, and take it. Again, these are not mine. Yes, the book is mine, but the dreams don't belong to the dreamer. I'm here just to be the conduit. The dream comes through. I go, what the fuck? and write it down. I just write it down and I'm passing it on. So I hope the audience, as they are interested and read it, that they are, number one, entertained. Number two, dumbfounded as to where these ideas come from. And three, make it your own.
I love it. Well, I do encourage everybody get WTFs in La La Land and Anthology of Dreams by Anthony Alfonzia. Anthony, I appreciate you so much, and it's been a pleasure in my life to be a friend of yours for, gosh, like what, a decade now. Holy
Yes.
cow, we're getting old. Um, but I appreciate this book so much. Thanks for letting me be a little part of it. And thanks for being a guest with us here on the show today.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. So I encourage everybody to have their own what the fucks in wherever you are. And the La La Land means the dream world and Los Angeles. So wherever
Mhm.
you are, write your dreams down.